Tonight, honoring your husband. Hello and welcome to the First Lady of Music, Beyonce.
Davis Party is always a highlight of Grammy weekend. The anticipation for the big show on Sunday reached a fever pitch with just the mention of two names.
For years, the music industry has been built on power, influence, and the people behind the scenes who decide which artists rise and which ones disappear. But now, a new controversy is forcing fans to look at the industry differently. A shocking discussion surrounding Wendy Williams, Clive Davis, and Beyonce has sparked questions about who truly controls the biggest decisions in music. Behind the awards, record deals, and legendary performances, some fans are asking whether there's always been a bigger game happening behind closed doors. Clive Davis was once considered one of the most powerful figures in entertainment, a man who helped shape the careers of some of the biggest voices in music history. But after his era, many people began wondering, who would inherit that level of influence? And now, attention has turned toward Beyonce and Jay-Z. Wendy Williams has built a reputation for discussing stories that others avoid, and her comments have reignited conversations about celebrity power, industry connections, and the hidden relationships that shape music history. But the biggest question remains, was Beyonce simply one of the greatest artists of her generation, or was there a much larger network of influence helping shape her path to the top? As fans revisit old interviews, industry moments, and the connections between some of music's biggest names, one thing is becoming clear. The story behind the spotlight may be far more complicated than people ever imagined. Because in Hollywood, the biggest secrets are rarely the ones people talk about. They are the ones people discover years later. For decades, the music industry has been shaped not only by the artists standing on stage, but also by the powerful executives working behind the scenes. These industry figures have influenced careers, created opportunities, and helped transform unknown performers into global superstars. Among those names, few carried as much influence as Clive Davis. Clive Davis became known as one of the most successful record executives in music history. Throughout his career, he was connected to some of the biggest names in entertainment and played a major role in shaping the sound of multiple generations. His ability to recognize talent and build successful careers made him one of the most respected and discussed figures in the business. From discovering major voices to guiding artists through career-defining moments, Davis became a symbol of music industry power. His influence extended beyond record labels and into broader entertainment world. For many artists, having his support can mean access to resources, promotion, and opportunities that could completely change the direction of their careers. But with great power always comes great attention. Over the years, Clive Davis became a subject of many discussions about the way the music business operates. Supporters viewed him as a legendary executive who understood talent and knew how to create stars. Critics questioned the level of control that powerful executives could have over artists and the decisions that shaped their public images. As the entertainment world changed, a new generation of influential figures began emerging. Among them were Beyonce and Jay-Z, two artists who transformed themselves from performers into global business leaders. Beyonce's journey from a young singer in a group to one of the most recognized entertainers in the world became one of the most successful stories in modern music. Through her performances, albums, brand partnerships, and creative projects, she built an image that represented excellence, independence, and artistic control. Jay-Z followed a similar path, moving from a successful rap career into entrepreneurship, investments, and entertainment leadership. Together, Beyonce and Jay-Z created an empire that expanded far beyond music. Their influence became impossible to ignore. As their power grew, discussions about celebrity influence and industry connections became more frequent. Fans began analyzing how major artists navigate the entertainment business, how opportunities are created, and how relationships within the industry can impact careers. This is where the conversation surrounding Wendy Williams entered the spotlight. Known for her outspoken personality and controversial celebrity commentary, Wendy Williams has spent years discussing the biggest names in entertainment. Her style often creates debate because she is willing to address topics that generate strong reactions from audiences. When discussions involving Clive Davis, Beyonce, and the music industry began gaining attention, many fans started looking deeper into the relationships and events that shaped modern entertainment. The curiosity was not only about individual celebrities. It was about the system itself. How much influence do powerful figures have behind the scenes? How are some artists able to maintain decades of success while others struggle to stay relevant? And who truly holds the keys to the entertainment industry? These questions have fueled countless conversations among fans, critics, and industry observers. The connection between legendary executives from the past and modern entertainment powerhouses continues to attract attention because it represents something bigger than music alone. It represents the constant battle for influence, recognition, and control in an industry where image and relationships can be just as important as talent. As the discussion continues, many people are looking back at the history of music's biggest power players and asking whether the entertainment world has truly changed, or whether the same patterns of influence still exist under a new generation of names. And that is where the controversy begins. As conversations around the music industry's biggest power players continued growing, the focus began shifting for the artists themselves to the hidden forces that influence the entertainment world. For years, fans have watched celebrities rise, dominate charts, win awards, and build massive careers. But behind every major success story, there are often powerful executives, business relationships, and strategic decisions that shape the journey. This is where the controversy surrounding Clive Davis, Wendy Williams, Beyonce, and the idea of industry influence began to gain attention. Clive Davis represented an older era of music, a time when record executives had enormous control over an artist's career. His approval could open doors, create opportunities, and place artists on a global stage. To many people, he was a symbol of how much power existed behind the scenes. But as the music industry evolved, that power structure started changing. Artists began becoming their own brands. They launched companies, controlled their own projects, and built direct relationships with their audiences. Among the most successful examples of this new generation were Beyonce and Jay-Z. Their rise represented a major shift. They were no longer just entertainers. They became business figures, cultural icons, and influential voices whose decisions could impact the industry around them. And this created the first major question. Could the next era of music power belong not to traditional executives, but to artists who built their own empires? That question became even more interesting when discussions about Wendy Williams resurfaced. Throughout her career, Wendy became known for making bold statements about celebrities and entertainment politics. Her commentary often created conversations because she focused not only on what happened publicly, but also on the relationships and decisions happening behind the scenes. The controversy grew because fans began connecting different moments from music history and asking whether the industry's biggest stars had more influence than people realized. The first twist came from the idea that power in music may no longer be controlled by one person sitting behind a record label desk. Instead, power may now come from a combination of fame, business ownership, cultural influence, and strategic partnerships. Beyoncé's career became a major example of this transformation. She moved beyond traditional expectations of what a singer could become. She gained creative control, built a loyal fan base, and expanded her influence into fashion, entertainment, and business. Jay-Z followed a similar path, proving that an artist could transition into a major entrepreneur and industry leader. Together, their influence created a new type of celebrity power, one where artists could potentially have the same level of impact as the executives who once controlled the industry. However, this rise also brought increased attention and criticism. Whenever individuals reach extraordinary levels of success, audiences naturally begin asking questions about how they achieved it. Some people view powerful connections as a normal part of business, while others wonder whether the entertainment world gives certain individuals advantages that others do not receive. That debate became the heart of the controversy. The question was no longer simply about Beyoncé's talent or Clive Davis's legacy. It became about the changing balance of power in music. Who controls the future? The executives who built the old system, or the artists who learned how to build their own kingdoms? As fans continued discussing these questions, the conversation grew beyond a single celebrity story. It became a debate about fame, influence, and the invisible forces that shaped the entertainment industry. And with more attention turning toward the connections between past and present music leaders, many people began wondering what other details might eventually come to light. As the conversation surrounding Clive Davis, Beyonce, and the changing power structure of the music industry continued, the attention moved toward a much bigger question: who truly holds influence when the cameras stop rolling? For decades, fans have seen artists receive awards, perform on the biggest stages, and become global icons. But behind those public moments exists an entire world of negotiations, partnerships, and relationships that most audiences never see. That hidden side of the industry is what made the discussion so intense. Clive Davis represented a time when record executives had the ability to shape careers from behind the scenes. His reputation was built around discovering talent, creating major opportunities, and helping artists reach international audiences. Whether viewed as a legendary businessman or a controversial figure, one thing was undeniable: his name carried weight. But after years of watching executives dominate the music landscape, a new generation of artists began changing the rules. Beyonce became one of the clearest examples of that transformation. Instead of depending only on traditional industry structures, she built a powerful personal brand. She gained control over her creative direction, expanded her business ventures, and developed a level of influence that went beyond music. This created the first major shift in the conversation. The industry was no longer only about who signed the biggest artists. It was also about which artists had enough power to influence the industry themselves. And that is where the speculation surrounding Wendy Williams' comments became a major talking point among fans. Wendy has always been known for creating conversations around celebrity culture. Her ability to highlight controversies and discuss entertainment topics from a different perspective has made her one of the most recognizable voices in celebrity commentary. When discussions about industry connections began spreading, many fans started looking at the bigger picture: the relationships, alliances, and business moves that often determine who remains at the top. The shocking realization for many viewers was that modern entertainment power may not look the way it did decades ago. The old system was built around executives controlling access. The new system appears to be built around celebrities becoming powerful brands themselves. Beyonce and Jay-Z's influence became an example of this new era. Their combined success created a level of visibility and business power rarely seen before. They were not only making music, they were shaping conversations, influencing culture, and creating opportunities outside traditional entertainment boundaries. But with greater influence comes greater scrutiny. The higher someone climbs, the more attention they receive. Every partnership, every public appearance, and every business decision becomes analyzed by fans and critics. Some people see this level of success as the result of talent, discipline, and smart business decisions. Others question how much of the entertainment world is shaped by connections that audiences never see. That debate created the biggest mystery surrounding the story. Was the music industry truly changing because artists had gained more control? Or was it simply a new version of the same power structure, with different names at the top? The answer remains one of the most debated topics among entertainment fans. What makes this conversation even more fascinating is that it reflects a larger change happening across Hollywood. In the past, executives control the doors. Today, some artists have built their own doors, and sometimes even their own buildings. The real revelation may not be about one person replacing another. It may be that the entire definition of power in music has changed. The industry that once belonged to executives is now being shaped by artists who understand branding, business, and influence on a completely different level. And as fans continue examining the connections between legendary figures like Clive Davis and modern icons like Beyonce, one question remains. If artists now hold the power once reserved for executives, who will become the next true gatekeeper of music? As discussions surrounding Clive Davis, Beyonce, and the changing landscape of the music industry continued spreading, reactions from fans and industry observers became impossible to ignore. The conversation quickly moved beyond celebrity gossip and became a larger debate about power, influence, and how success is created in modern entertainment. Many fans expressed fascination with the idea that the music industry has always had powerful figures working behind the scenes. They pointed out that while audiences often focus on singers, performers, and award shows, executives, managers, and business partnerships have always played a major role in shaping careers. For some supporters, Beyoncé's journey represented the evolution of an artist taking control of her own destiny. They viewed her success as a result of talent, hard work, creativity, and strategic decisions that allowed her to build a lasting career. Others looked at the situation differently. Some critics questioned how much influence major celebrities can accumulate and whether the entertainment industry gives certain figures an advantage because of their connections and status. The debate also brought attention back to Wendy Williams and her role as a commentator. Her reputation has always been connected to discussing controversial topics and bringing attention to conversations that create strong reactions. Supporters believe she raises questions that many people think about but do not say publicly, while critics argue that celebrity discussions should always be handled carefully. Within the entertainment world, the conversation highlighted a major shift that has taken place over the years. Artists today are no longer only focused on creating music. Many have become entrepreneurs, business owners, and cultural leaders with influence that extends far beyond the stage. This change has caused many people to rethink what it means to be powerful in the music industry. The old model was centered around record executives controlling opportunities. The new model involves artists building their own platforms, owning businesses, and creating direct relationships with millions of fans. As the discussion continued, one thing became clear. The public remains fascinated by the hidden side of entertainment. Fans want to understand what happens behind the spotlight, how careers are built, and why some artists achieve levels of success that few others reach. Whether people view these industry connections as smart business strategy or evidence of a larger system of influence, the conversation has created one undeniable result. People are paying closer attention to how power works in music. And as the debate continues, many are left wondering who will shape the next chapter of the entertainment industry and who will become the next major force behind the scenes. As the conversation surrounding Clive Davis, Beyonce, and the future of music industry power continued, one unexpected realization started to emerge. The biggest shift may not be about one person taking another person's place. It may be about an entirely new era of influence. For decades, the music business was controlled by executives who decided which artists received opportunities, promotion, and global attention. But today, the balance of power looks very different. Artists have learned how to build brands, create businesses, and connect directly with millions of fans around the world. And that is where the biggest question remains. Did the industry simply change its leaders, or did the entire system change? The discussion surrounding Wendy Williams' comments pushed many fans to look deeper into the relationships and decisions that shape entertainment. While opinions remain divided, the conversation revealed something important. Behind every major superstar is a much larger network of people, partnerships, and strategies. Beyonce's career represents a new type of celebrity power, one where an artist is not only creating music, but also controlling their image, business moves, and cultural influence. But with that level of success comes constant attention. Every decision is analyzed. Every partnership is questioned. Every move becomes part of a larger conversation about power and influence. And perhaps that is a real mystery. The future of music may no longer belong to the executives sitting behind closed doors. It may belong to the artists who have learned how to become executives themselves. The final question is not simply whether Beyonce or Jay-Z could ever reach the level of influence once associated with figures like Clive Davis. The bigger question is, who will have the power to shape the next generation of music? Because in an industry built on change, the person holding the microphone is not always the person controlling the stage. And as fans continue debating the connections, decisions, and hidden stories behind music's biggest names, one thing remains certain. The battle for influence in entertainment is far from over. The next chapter has already begun. The conversation surrounding Clive Davis, Beyonce, and the changing power dynamics of the music industry has raised some major questions about fame, influence, and who truly controls the entertainment world. For decades, fans have watched artists become legends, but behind every successful career there are often powerful decisions, relationships, and business moves happening away from the spotlight. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think the music industry has truly changed, with artists gaining more control than ever before? Or do you believe the same power structures still exist, just with different names at the top? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let us know who you think has the biggest influence in music today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden side of the entertainment industry, make sure to hit the like button. Your support helps us continue bringing you more stories about celebrity power, industry controversies, and the moments that shape popular culture. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next video. We'll continue exploring the stories behind the headlines, the history behind the fame, and the conversations everyone is talking about. Because in the world of music and entertainment, there's always another story waiting to be uncovered. Stay tuned, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.